Hello everyone, I am Sixels, the lead audio developer for Mounts and Warcraft Reborn, a mod for Bannerlord. In this tutorial, I'll be going through the steps needed to replace the main menu theme. However, this is applicable to all campaign map and menu music. We will not be covering combat music in this episode, as combat music requires more in-depth XML editing understanding. You will need Notepad++ or another equivalent software, as well as an audio file converter. Links will be provided in the description. The first thing you'll want to do is locate your music folder. This can normally be found in Program Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Mount Blade 2 Bannerlord, Music. The music contains two things, a file named PC and a .xml named Soundtrack. Before you continue, please ensure you create a backup of the music file somewhere else on your computer. Bannerlord uses .ogg file types for music. Don't worry if your music isn't a .ogg, you can convert this file online for free. Open up the PC file and find the song maintheme.ogg under Bannerlord Music. This is the song we will be replacing. Once you find the song, open up your web browser and find an online file converter for your new song. Convert the file over to .ogg. Once the file is converted, rename it to maintheme.ogg. It is important to note that when renaming your new music, it has to be named exactly as the original, or you have to do more XML editing than necessary. When you have your music converted, go back to the PC folder and simply copy and paste your new songs over into the new folder, replacing the originals. Here's the scary part, XML editing. Open up the soundtrack.xml file with Notepad++. Once open, Ctrl F and search for main theme. We are looking for main theme and maintheme.wav. This is a bit of code that tells Bannerlord the name of the song, when to play it, how long it is, and other various information that we don't need to go through. The last step remaining is changing the total length and samples line between the chevrons. Now this requires a little bit of math. Luckily, user PD0127 uploaded some documentation on music modding for Bannerlord. So here you will see part of the documentation from PD0127. This is how Bannerlord defines how long a song is, or how long to play a particular song. The song guide used is about 1 minute and 21 seconds. Since it's close to 1 minute 30, we can just use that. Unfortunately, this has to be done for every song in Bannerlord, or you'll end up with songs that cut out too early, play over each other, or have long periods of silence. Once you have adjusted a total length in samples, go ahead and save the .xml. At this point, when opening Bannerlord to the main menu, your new song will be playing. At this point, you can follow these steps for the rest of the campaign music. Here's a list of all campaign and menu music within Bannerlord. Make sure when you're editing the soundtrack.xml, you're editing only the total sample length under the name of the song .wav. You will notice while editing that some of the segments have names similar to each other. Some of these will be the names of groups of songs. To get a better understanding of this, download and read the listed information below from PD0127. This will give you a more in-depth understanding. In part 2, we will go over editing the Bannerlord combat music. This process will require deleting parts of the soundtrack.xml and adding new code to the soundtrack.xml. In my opinion, there are simply too many parts to edit each line individually. The default soundtrack XML has only 25,000 lines. It doesn't make sense to keep every line, unless you plan on adding 50 plus combat songs. I'll explain more in the next video. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, post them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.